Hey there, Wandering Watchers. Welcome to this unboxing and flip through of this black and white oracle deck, the Wandering Soul Oracle, that I purchased on Etsy for about $50. It was shipped from Australia with tracking, which was really great, and it came within, let's say, a couple of weeks, and I am excited to see what's here. Okay, so here's a little sticker that comes with it. Thank you for your purchase from TheWanderingMoonCo. It is beyond appreciated, and I have nothing but gratitude and thanks. Okay, so this here, I just happened to be going through Etsy trying to find some, I don't know if I would call them plain, but minimalistic type of oracle cards. So I found these. I found a lot of them, but this is one that I went with. And Tarot Life, that's a very cute tape on this wrapping paper or tissue paper from the Wandering Moon Co. And I'm just gonna wait. Oh, there's stickers there as well. And I'm just going for it. So it should have in here, I believe it is like 50 cards, maybe 40 cards, 50 cards, plus an altar card, plus a free gift. Each deck is supposed to come with a 5-card sample of the Wandering Echo Major Arcana deck. So, let's see here. Okay, so more tissue paper. Let's see here. And I think, okay, I think we've hit it. Here is, let's throw these to the side. Okay. So we have here another, like an insert with the Instagram at the Wandering Moon Co. And it looks like on Pinterest, Instagram, Etsy, Facebook, everywhere in the world. And here is the Wandering Soul Oracle box and some more inserts. New from the Wandering Moon Co., the Wandering Echo Major Arcana deck. So there's supposed to be 5 card samples in there. And here is kind of a sneak peek at what it looks like in terms of the different cards. And then here, this looks like the altar card. Yes, no, try again. Maybe it's like a magic 8-ball, but flat. And here's like a design on the back of it. So I guess if you have pendulums, or maybe if you even want to like flip a coin, see if it lands on here. Who knows? Okay. So let's see here. I am in a hotel room in Las Vegas, and I don't have any scissors with me. And you might hear in the background really loud cars going by. It'll happen. I'm probably gonna cut this scene. Ugh. Wait, no. Okay. There, almost there. All right. So it's really well, it came well packaged. You can see there's no, doesn't look like there's any dings or dents in this box here. And it's a nice smooth box, 2-piece. Yeah, I'll go ahead and open that up. Okay, so here's the inside, the top. And I believe this is the guidebook. So it comes with this little guidebook. It's like, 60 something pages of the different cards. Let's see what it says here. Is this okay? It says rebirth, believing in love, dancing, the letting go, learning, the allowing, evolving, the journey. If all the stars go dark, I will trust turning the light on within me, keeping it lit, while being guided, no longer lost, the wandering soul. Okay, so here, the Wandering Soul Oracle is by is it Rachel Jean? And let's see here. Looks like, I don't know if these are like submissions by different people or not. You are the soul who wanders the earth. You are the maker, the oracle, and the one who manifests. Do you hear the sounds? Do you hear the voices calling? Don't look back on the never was. Look ahead on what could be, and believe in your power to create what is meant to be. Okay. So this is kind of an intro, I guess, for the deck and the different cards that are in there. Let's see what the back looks like. Okay, so it looks like there's this, so what now? It is my hope that this deck, its images, and its descriptions have spoken to your soul on some level. None of these concepts are original, only my perceptions of them are. There are any terms or ideas presented in this guidebook that you never heard about or want to explore further. There is so much information out there to help you. Okay, I'll go through this and see if there is maybe anything worth noting in a follow-up. So here are the cards, and I'm wondering if the 5 major arcana cards are, or maybe a 5-card sample. Is this the 5-card sample of the Wandering Echo Major Arcana deck? I mean, there looks like there's more than 5 cards there, but I don't see any cards. So I know there's a strength card. Yeah, it's a major arcana card, but it does not look like it has any numbering like these other cards do. Okay, maybe I didn't get the 5-card sample. That's the free gift. Let's see. Okay, so here are the cards. There's this like a silver rainbow foiling. I'm assuming that's holographic edges right here. And let's take off this plastic wrap. This is a close-up of the back of the Wandering Soul Oracle. This oracle deck is supposed to have energy to help you with exploring past lives, searching for soul family members, recalling your blueprint, connecting with guides, meeting your gatekeepers, and is combined with, what does it say, real world practical advice. So I'm assuming that all that is in this guidebook. So we will go through the cards. We start off with this strength card. It looks like it is like a chess piece of some sort, indicating more of like mental strength, possibly strategy. Let's see here. As I go through this, I'm gonna take a look at this guidebook and kind of pick out some kind of key phrasing. Basically, someone around you needs more strength, and they need your strength. So this is more about you guys helping others. Let's see here. Someone out there has decided that is your strength, which will help them through a difficult time. Embrace this position of being admired and having people know that you are a soul that is here to help and assist others. Okay, so this is more of you having strength and helping others. Okay. And you have this locked away, looks like some type of rib cage or sternum. And this indicates you locking away something that you are keeping hidden, and you believe it's the best for everyone, and the problem is you can feel the weight of it. So basically this card is an aspect of something you're hiding, even from yourself, and basically it's saying that by doing so you're empty on the inside, and not to do that, and not to deny the world your true self. Okay. Here you have this wisdom card. It looks like it is like a dragonfly, and this has to do with the collective wisdom of the tribe. And basically it's just saying no matter how isolated you are always part of the collective consciousness, and you can tap into that. So here it's wisdom that you can gain from kind of embracing that aspect of the collective consciousness. Here, this open card, a heavy wooden door, ancient and ageless, is waiting for you to walk through it. So here it's pretty much talking about past lives. Accessing memories from these lives will help you understand who you are. And it talks about past life regression, helping to access this portal. Here you have ancient records, and basically it says prior to each incarnation, it is believed that our soul writes a script or a blueprint which describes in detail the events, occurrences, what you will do, what you will experience, the hardships you will endure, the lessons you will learn, the souls you will encounter. Therefore, all the good things and the bad things that happen are things which were included by you in this lifetime's blueprint. Okay, so basically it's to learn more about what this blueprint is. You have this conceal card, looks like bandages. When a mistake is made or an error in judgment is realized, we tend to hide it and cover it up. In doing this, we give ourselves the false hope that perhaps it didn't happen. So here it's basically you really need to acknowledge the injury, the hurt, the pain, and not stay quiet about it. You have this lineal truth card. And this says there is an old wound, an old curse that belongs not only to you, but also your ancestors. So basically it talks about, it's almost connected to this bandages card in a way, because it says here, you're able to feel that pain and see what it has done to others in your family. You can see how others have attempted to cover it up, to conceal it from the outside world. There's the conceal card. And then it says, while it is not up to you to solve what happened, you can take the responsibility to make peace with the wound. When a wound has its bandages removed and is acknowledged and illuminated, it is finally offered the opportunity to heal. So basically you're able to kind of heal past hurts, pains for like your ancestors. Here, this escape card, birdcage with an open door, represents where you are right now and indicates that you feel kind of trapped, and the open door leads to an unknown path which is full of uncertainty and possible solitude. Basically it's kind of like stay or go type of thing, and you need to make a choice and to be aware that that door might not be open much longer. Okay, you have this metamorphosis. Let's see. Basically it says occurrences in our lives serve as markers in time, and you're currently neither in the before stage of a certain event or an after stage. You're right in the middle of the marker being placed in your lifetime. So maybe it's basically kind of saying your life is changing, and you to learn. I mean, you basically need to lean into the process and trust the timing of your metamorphosis. But also, I think it's not only a concept of change, a concept of being in the present and like really experiencing the change. Here we have illusions. We all live surrounded by facades and illusions. The point is to know what is truly real and what is not. Okay, so here basically it's talking about illusions that we choose to believe, that we want to believe, versus what other people believe, and really whether or not we're choosing to deceive ourselves in that process. So It says, in a world saturated with photoshopped images and meticulously laid out social media posts, be an island of truth and authenticity. Okay. So you have this connection card here. It looks like, a crown of some sort. A crown of stars and moons represents the invisible but powerful crown we all wear, our crown chakra. This wheel of pure source energy sits just above our physical being and acts as a conduit which connects us to the spiritual realm. So it goes more into the crown chakra itself and cosmic downloads being sent to us. This is kind of similar to the concept of the high priestess and the crown that the high priestess wears. So here it says, use your crown to connect with your soul, family, your higher self, and spirit guides. The next card we have is Seeking. You're a soul in a human body residing in this realm of existence for the lifespan of the physical and biological vessel that was provided to you. Walking the path of this current human life is akin to journeying through a labyrinth. So it talks about twists and turns, what you're choosing to seek. Your soul does not forget any of its past pilgrimages, and basically kind of learn from your past to kind of complete the labyrinth. I wonder if you can actually go and try to get into if it's actually a solvable puzzle. I'll have to look at that. You have this bound card. What binds you? What is keeping you from reaching what you want? Your soul has wings to fly, but you cannot fly far if you are tied to the ground beneath you. These ropes, they have you bound, are preventing you from showing the world your true and pure light. This knotted rope may be representative of a relationship. Ooh, interesting. A deeply held belief, a self-limiting thought, a part of how society is, which has you tied up and unable to move in the direction you want. Interesting. And also, as I'm reading this, I'm just reading snippets from the guidebook. There's a lot more there. Here we have consciousness. Human brain is something which is so incredibly complex that it may never be fully understood or mapped out. So it kind of talks about the concept of consciousness, and the subconscious wants to be explored and leaves you hints every day, and it comes through in dreams, deja vu, daydreams, realizations during meditation. So it seems like the connection of the conscious mind to the subconscious. And you have this chance card. It's got some dice on it. Basically, you're going to be taking a chance and rolling the dice of life. A new beginning awaits. Basically, it's kind of a leap of faith of something. Taking a chance. All right, then you have this hope card. An origami crane is the symbol of hope. Fold 1,000 of these and you see your wish come true, according to Japanese traditions. So if you have some extra time and extra paper, then go ahead and fold 1,000 of these origami crane, and hopefully during that time you'll have a wish that will come true. So it's just a concept of hope and the need for hope. So let's see here. Now you have this direction card with a compass. Shows where you are by using the force of Gaia's magnetic field. So I believe that's like a goddess related to Earth. Let's see, human-made device can help you understand where you're at and where your soul is headed. Eternal compass that you're connected with through your intuition and kind of needing to trust yourself. Here's this card of mortality. You are experiencing a death which is sending ripples out into other parts of your world. It's like a spiritual awakening. Previously held beliefs are no longer just being questioned, they're being dismissed altogether. So here it's kind of like a change, not only or a death of certain beliefs, but part of a transformation. And it says that this may mean you need to say goodbye to those connections made while you held on to this now dying belief, to leave those you once regarded as inspiration, sources of information, and spiritual leaders. So it's kind of like letting go of what no longer serves your best and highest good. And also kind of if you had a certain, like a role model that you associated with, you know, that prior belief, possibly even, you know, disconnecting from them. And, you know, to some degree, allowing your true self to kind of come out if those beliefs that you had were other people's beliefs that you kind of incorporated into your life. You have this etheric body card. Your aura is the layers of glowing energy that envelops your physical being. It is an intrinsic part of you, and just like any other part, it requires attention to be cared for and loved. So here it's like basically to kind of saying protect your spiritual body, your ability to provide protection for your spirit. The dust can cause a dulling of, oh, there's dust. Every single day we encounter other beings, sentient or not, that cast off their own energies that can leave a layer of dust which coats our own etheric body. This damage, or the damage this can cause to your auric field and its subtle layers, depends greatly on the type and the amount of this low vibrational dust that can accumulate and settle on your aura. And then it talks about like cleansing, how you can cleanse that. But I think it's pretty much recognizing how to take care of yourself and possibly even to ensure that your, you know, spiritual vibration is strong, so that other people's negative dust won't really affect you negatively. So here you have this origins card. It looks like a little spaceship. Before you had a human family, one where you are linked by love and possibly genetics, you had a soul group. So here it's kind of like a soul family, and not necessarily tied genetically. Basically, it says soul group members will seek out one another during lifetimes, which is why when you've just met someone, you can sometimes feel as though you've known them forever. It's because you have. So here it's kind of trying to figure out who your tribe is. Oh, I dig this. Memories, remember that time. This old school discs here, computer disc. What were they even called? Totally forgot. Okay, so it says memories. When memories grow old, we can sometimes begin to remember them differently, to view them in an altered way. Well, I think that's because This is me speaking. That's because memories, it's not like we play them on an actual tape recorder. It's almost as if we are creating new memories each time we remember something, new aspect of it and new recall of it. But basically it says here, they have, let's see here, it is you who is choosing to see these memories in a far better, far different light. Ask yourself why. What's the real reason you're doing this? You're attempting to exert control over the way you view the past, allowing yourself to bypass time and pleasant contained in those memories. So it's kind of like looking, it's almost as if it's like the Six of Cups in tarot, like looking fondly on the past. I had an ex that would always say that he would say, I always remember the negative things of our relationship. But this card is kind of indicating people will tend to remember the positive things of the relationship. Okay, sacred cycles, the moon, the seasons, human life, the atmosphere we live in, a human heart. These are all things that exist in a cyclic nature. They have a pattern. They consistently follow, some right down to atomic level. So here, it's basically a concept of harmony, and find where you are within the cycles around you and find a whole new way to feel and see the world around you. So not only your body, but kind of having you question your own cycles in life. Many identify with the cycles of maiden, mother, crone. Some choose to go with the decade of life they are in. You can also look at cycles based on your relationships, your social circles, your jobs. Here you have this find the light, this moth here. Moths are attracted to electrical sources of light as it has confused their internal navigational systems. The theory is that these creatures use the stars for orientation, and artificial light, being far brighter and more dazzling than the faraway stars, attracts them instead. Here it's kind of almost asking about ourselves and what we're attracted to and why. When the light is pure, you don't question it because you understand it just as much as you understand yourself. So this could be a card of also like if something glitters, are you attracted to something that glitters just on the surface, or is there more substance that you're attracted to? Here's this heart with an arrow in it, and it says vulnerable. Walls strong and tall have been built up around your heart and soul. And it talks about kind of protecting yourself from pain, but by allowing the walls to remain standing, you're also keeping out the love and warmth of the universe which surrounds you. So this is almost the concept of like the Three of Swords, where it's painful, it's upsetting, it's all sorts of different emotions, and you might want to just like not feel the pain, but to some degree by doing that you are numbing yourself to the possibility of positive feelings and emotions, and really by just healing the pain, then you're allowing yourself to open yourself up to something that's good. Protected almost looked like a voodoo doll, a glove voodoo doll at first for whatever reason. The Hamsa is an ancient symbol of protection. Lately you have mistakenly believed that you are alone, much like a solitary star slowly drifting through the vacuum of infinite space. Basically it's kind of saying that you're not alone, and It says here, like a family of light is watching over you and will guide you. So basically tune into your senses and vibrational energy and kind of connect. So tap into your intuition and kind of see what you tune into. Once you have that connection established, you can call on it anytime you wish. When you realize you have the entire spiritual dimension on your side, the whole alone changes in meaning considerably. Okay. So here you have higher power. Frequency is invisible to us until it is recorded in waves. It is the force which is emitted by everything in the universe. You, as a being of higher consciousness, are entirely able to teach yourself to regulate your own frequency from low to high. Basically, this is kind of similar to the etheric body one in the concept of dust, where you really are able to control your energy based on by who's around you. Being mindful of your vibrational output is not only caring for yourself, but caring for the collective. It's a way to take into considerations others who surround you. Okay, so you have this preserving time card. Snapshot of time, Polaroid photos of a momentary memory captured. Okay. I don't know if you can take a Polaroid picture of the moon and if it comes out that with that much contrast. That's impressive, actually. So basically it talks about find what is hidden from you and seek out the truth. Switch off the autopilot that daily life can demand you use and look up, look around, look within. Just be aware, basically, it looks like. And to also, it seems to kind of be in the now and enjoy the moments that you have with the people that you care about. Here you have this rebirth card. Basically, it talks about there's a part of you which has been neglected for many, many years. And basically, it's a concept of a lifelong process of healing. And really, you need to kind of go within and see where like a similar prior problem, feeling, situation, confusion kind of occurred, so that you can really go back to the core of whatever issue you might have at the time and heal those prior issues. You have this unblock card here, a symbol of the heart chakra. So this is the chakra which connects the lower ones, earth star, root, sacral, and solar plexus, to the higher ones, soul star, crown, third eye, and throat. Grounding energy flows up from the earth, while cosmic energy beams down from the spiritual realm. Basically, it talks about potential like blockages. So it might be due to an emotional upset, stress, holding bad memories, holding on to negativity, and just says that you need to kind of find where that blockage is. Luck. This says here, talks about good and bad luck. And it says, basically, you are a being of high consciousness and your perception of events is entirely your own. You choose how you feel about them and how you will respond to them. So here, you know, you get to choose your own luck adventure. Symmetry. Scales within your life have lost their alignment. The balance you once had achieved has been disrupted. This may be an imbalance that has been present for many years. So basically, this symmetry has to do with internal balance. And again, needing to go within to explore the source of that. It says liminal space. You find yourself in a space of in-between, a space which is found after one phase has ended and before the beginning of the next one. Liminal spaces, whether physical or not, have an innate ability to make us feel unsettled, hence why we tend to rush through them to reach our destination. And that's very true. I was like speed walking from one place to another in Vegas because it just seems like if you're not where you want to be, then you're constantly thinking about where you need to be, and you're never really in the present. You're thinking about the future and how to get from the past to the future, but not really in the present. So this says, be thankful for the phase which has ended and look toward the new chapter ahead with hope and purpose. Okay, so we have this candle burn card. You burn brightly to ensure the ones which surround you are warm, nourished, and safe. Basically, a flame is akin to the spark which resides within your soul. And it just talks about, you know, the concept of flames. And the flame is a symbol of one's life force. And kind of, you know, if you need to kind of be warm to yourself and to others. You have ignite. There's an idea piecing itself together right in front of you. Feels as if you are watching something solid and real emerge from a thick fog. So here it's similar to the burn card, and it says to capture the delicate wisp which make up this thought. You have a light, warm, and glowing nestled within your spirit. From this light, you are able to ignite this timeline and all the possibilities that await within it. So this is kind of like whenever you are needing to be inspired by something, it seems, or that there is an idea that you are actually trying to put together, and it's kind of like it's a growing idea. You have this caution card. So the lock is closed without a key in sight. Plant life has begun to claim the lock, growing over it, around it, and within it. This growth represents the passage of time since the lock was last handled or opened. So this indicates that something or someone clamped a lock on you, which is preventing you from existing as a free and autonomous soul. And talks about why people would do that, you know, fear, jealousy, and basically it's kind of like someone having external control on you and possibly you allowing them to have that control. Here you have Genesis. You are experiencing a dark night of the soul. It is time when your soul enters into a type of warlike crisis, when spiritual beliefs are questioned or enter a state of total collapse. Wow. So when you see this card, it indicates there are some major spiritual changes going on. It suggests spending time sorting through what you're thinking and feeling, journaling, meditation, and, you know, possibly even some peaceful time alone. And it says here, trust in your soul that it knows what to do. Try not to see this event as one of distress, but a chance to experience rebirth and rejuvenation of yourself and your beliefs. Okay. You have close the lid. Looks like a couple of boxes here. It's time to give yourself a break. It's time to allow yourself to heal and find your light once more. Basically, it's just saying take control of this situation and nip it in the bud. Okay. Liberation. Why are you waiting for someone or something to come along and save you? basically you are the one to show up for yourself and unlock the door of whatever you need. It is time to be your own hero and to declare to the universe that you deserve better as a sovereign soul. Divine language. The golden ratio is a shape and a number sequence that appeals all over the universe. So here, it's kind of like the divine language is almost like a universal language. The golden ratio can be found in artwork by Da Vinci and in nature at the atomic scale. It talks about coincidences and thinking in terms of something greater than yourself. See beyond, you have 3 eyes. So here, 2 are for seeing the physical world around you. 1 is for seeing beyond the physical into the spiritual. So here it says you can communicate with the spiritual world and basically spend some time in solitude, open your 3rd eye and expand your consciousness so that you can get the messages. Cleanse. This has to do with water, and basically it says you are being called to the water in whatever form feels right, to be by this element, to be immersed in it, to be able to hear it, to smell it, all of its cleansing for your mind, body, heart, and soul. So basically, drink more water, go swim in the ocean, take a shower, take a bath, and just be connected with the healing properties of water. Here you have this gateway card. There's a being who sits at the doorways and portals we use for our spiritual practices. This being who serves as our very own spiritual bodyguard is known as the gatekeeper. They are one of the collection of souls who exists as your spirit guide. This guide in particular has the role of protection and keeper of the keys. It's time for you to meet this spirit guide or to reconnect with them. Interesting. It says even your daily tarot draw opens up to other worlds and all the entities which reside in them. Remember that not all of them are beings of light. Some are darkness, and seek out unprotected spirits to attach it. So I guess it's a reminder also if you're going to be doing tarot reading, oracle reading, spiritual meditations and work, to have some protection in terms of what that means for you. It could be rituals, it could be visualizations, crystals, incense, sage, things like that. Okay, so here you have preserve. You need to maintain your current state just for a bit longer. Your energy and your strength is still required and still needed until the situation at hand has resolved itself. So here it's preserve is kind of saying you're probably, it's almost like the 9 of Wands. You're probably like over it and drained and really, needs some help. Sorry, I'm listening to the sounds of a motorcycle or some car, some muscle car, something in the background there. It is a Friday evening or Friday late afternoon in Vegas, so to be expected. Okay, so here in this preserve, it basically says that, take comfort in knowing that basically you have protection. And Spirit surrounds you and is helping you through this situation. And you're going to be learning a lesson, excuse me, from your inner resilience. Celebrate. So here, this is just a reminder to celebrate your wins, no matter how big, no matter how small, and that you are also worthy of being celebrated, and kind of allow people in your tribe to embrace your success instead of brushing it off like you normally do. So when someone says, "Oh, I love your hair," or "I love your outfit," you don't say, "this old thing." You say, "Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It makes me feel very good when people compliment me." I don't think you have to do that, but relish in it. So it says here, when we choose to bypass celebrating what we have achieved, we deny ourselves a chance to honor who we are and what we have completed. I tend to do this, so I tend to brush off things. But I think it is interesting where it's really, you have to embrace yourself, because denying who you are doesn't help others embrace themselves, even if that's the goal that you might be trying to achieve. Okay, so Messenger with this feather here talks about your beliefs, and basically it says to hold a belief and to share it with others for the good of the collective can be one of the most rewarding acts we can do. To be a messenger is to know something or feel it, and then offer this information with those who want or need to hear it. Basically, it's kind of saying that you have the ability to kind of use your voice for the benefit of the collective. Pandora's box. People fear the opening of Pandora's box for the trouble it may cause. The results of opening the lid provide a factor which is yet unknown. So I think this is kind of concept of like burying your head in the sand so you don't experience bad things. But it says avoiding discomfort is running away from one's own shadow. Do not focus solely on the what ifs. Choose to see this as an opportunity to face the potential pain and grow from it. Use it as a chance to witness your spirit evolve and expand. So I think this is kind of similar to that Three of Swords card, where you really need to kind of experience the good and the bad and heal from the bad so that you can go on to experience more of the good. Future predictions. Basically, it says there's an occurrence that you felt would become a reality. It could be like deja vu kind of thing. You can now see that this prediction wasn't wrong. It's just not going to happen as you thought it would. And it says, place your trust in the path before you and believe in your own powers of manifestation. Okay. Interconnected. You are one part of the infinite, multidimensional mosaic. Invisible yet almost tangible threads connect us to everything and connect everything to us. So basically, it's kind of having you recognize how you are a part of the collective, and how to kind of build on those threads connecting us. Communicate. There's a conversation that needs to be had either with yourself or with another. This conversation can only go one of two ways, and it's you who will decide in which direction it flows. Okay, so here it's kind of like another concept of possibly avoiding confrontation, avoiding exposure of certain ideas or thoughts that you might have wanted to keep private for whatever reason. And says you are moving beyond communicating with small ideas, falling into the trap of petty arguments, thinking there's power in snide words and verbal manipulation. This enlightenment means you possess the abilities to have this exchange of communication, have it be meaningful, and bring it to an outcome where all participants involved can be satisfied with its resolution. So communicating over the many decades that I have been alive, even though communication was one of the majors in college that I did, I think I've had a lot of problems communicating. Still do. Okay, so you have this grounded, this anchor. The roots which anchor you, both spiritually and physically, to the heart of Gaia have become thin, tired, and frayed. When we have a weakened connection to the earth, our sense of being grounded is also weakened. This can lead to us feeling untethered, drifting without a proper connection to the field of energy which radiates from and surrounds Gaia. Is it Gaia? Gaia? Basically, this has to do with reconnecting with Mother Earth. And is that the last one? Here is this just a card, a blank card. Let's see here. Yeah, this is just a blank card, and I'm not seeing the 5 card sample unless this is the 5 card sample, but there is more than 5 cards. Unless it's just the 5 cards that are fully depicted. Maybe you know. If you do, then I would love to hear about it. Okay. So the description says this is standard oracle card size, 8.9 by 12.7 centimeters. I'm not sure what that is in inches. And it is printed on 350 GSM premium art stock. So here, I'm going to go ahead and show some shuffling. Okay, that looks like it's pretty good shuffling. Let's try this way. I don't want to bend it too much, but it's not sticky, so it's able to, I really don't need to put, I guess, a lot of bend into it. It really seems to shuffle well. And that looks like it's even better. Okay, so here is a single card. You can even see the holographic edging on here, which is pretty awesome. And you can see it's pretty sturdy, got some flexibility. Seems like the cards are already kind of bending one way. And this could just be how it's printed out. You can just possibly slightly bend it in a different direction if need be. But I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple cards from this deck and do a little kind of initial interview. So I've gone ahead and cleansed the deck as suggested by the guidebook, and I set my intentions and shuffle the cards. Basically, I'm going to do a 3-card draw to find out about this deck's current energy, what it wants to teach people, and a message that it has for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little more shuffling because I love shuffling. And I'm going to pick 3 consecutive cards. All right, so here is its current energy. We have that locked away card. Here is the card for what it wants to teach people. It's the open card. And the message for me is hope. So even though I went through the guidebook for these cards and picked out snippets, I'm going to go ahead and read the entire guidebook for these. So the way that I kind of see it, the current energy that's locked away is that, you know, it has, these cards have been packaged up and been waiting for someone to kind of open it, explore with it, and learn from it. And that's kind of like its current energy is it's you know, in existence, but in a sense there's a emptiness to it because it hasn't really been used. In terms of what it hopes to teach people with this open card, I take that to be that it wants to teach people how to be open to experiencing the now, experiencing connections with others, being able to explore and really have access to all potential. And this message for me of hope, I guess it wants me to find 1,000 pieces of paper to do this origami crane to recognize that I should find out what I want to wish for, because that can come true. But let's go ahead and let's read the guidebook for this locked away card that has to do with this position of the current energy. And I'm just noticing as I go through the guidebook, it's not in like alphabetical order, each of these cards. So it might have to do with a specific connection one has to the other. So locked away, this card right here, the current energy. I can't read. There is an integral part of who you are that you are keeping hidden. You are locking it away and believe that keeping it this way is for the best for everyone around you, including yourself. Unfortunately, you can feel the weight and the tiredness of keeping this crucial facet of yourself hidden. When you hide part of who you are, the puzzle is incomplete. You need to see the worth and wealth contained in each chapter of who you are as a soul and as a human. The practice of self-love, of self-compassion, of acceptance, and of being at peace with oneself is needed here. For as long as this part of you remains locked away, there will always be an empty space in your identity, not only for yourself, but for others. Do not deny the world of your true self. You are meant to be seen as a complete person, an intact soul, not one which is censored to make others feel more comfortable. Now, even though this talks about humans, I did ask about the card's current energy. This open card is what I asked the deck about teaching. So it says, a heavy wooden door, ancient and ageless, is waiting for you to walk through it. This is the door that guards the room which holds the infinite volumes of your past lives. Accessing these memories from these lives will help you understand who you were, who you are, and who you will become. You can gain a better understanding of the soul you are today, as you will know your own backstory with far more clarity. Do not fear crossing this threshold. The information you can access by crossing it is a mixture of light, dark, and infinite grays in between. There can be sadness and hardship found in some past lives, but there is also happiness, love, and community. This door is part of you. It came into existence the moment your soul was born. Spirit is there to keep you safe and alleviate any uncertainty about entering the sacred space behind this door. Past life regression will help you to access this portal, to open it, and to reach for the memories it guards. Your past lives are waiting. They wish to be remembered, to share their tale with you, to help you understand yourself in a far more deeper and meaningful way. Give your past lives a chance and feel your connection to the universe expand and come to life in brilliant, unpredictable ways. Okay. And this message for me of hope, I'll go ahead and read the entire description in this guidebook once I find it. Hope, 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 hope. Wow. Okay, so here it is, hope. An origami crane is a symbol of hope. Fold 1,000 of these and see your wish come true, according to Japanese traditions. Your guides are asking you to hold on to hope, even though things may feel rather hopeless in this current moment. This situation is a painful one, and it is understandable that some hope has been lost along the way. However, clinging onto the smallest amount of hope is better than letting go and having none left at all. To be completely hopeless is to be empty and devoid of that drive that keeps you moving and keeps you pushing forward in a direction of healing and peace. The cosmos above you is always there to serve as a reminder that only the tiniest glimmer, like the stars that are light years away from you, is required to keep the fire of hope burning deep within you. Look to your guides, turn your ancestors, consult with your soul tribe, and embrace your human community as these souls that wish to help you. So reach out and ask that they hold space. Ask them to lend you some of their own hope. Let those gifted seeds of hope accumulate and grow. Then watch as more of your own hope lights up within you. Okay, so this message of hope to me can be telling me that even though I am still in Las Vegas and would rather be home with my kitties and helping my newest addition, stray cat, to adjust to the surroundings, not to lose hope that, there's some way for me to pass the time in a positive way in Las Vegas, and trying to make sure that my ethereal body doesn't have too much negative dust falling onto it. Anyway, I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective of the Wandering Soul Oracle, and we'll see you next time. Take care.